السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. بعد. Yes, if you come this side, why the focus here? We have some chairs to be easier for me. Yeah. Inshallah, we will continue Uloom al Quran. Tonight is the 17th of Ramadan. The night 17th of Ramadan. Inshallah, we continue to talk about Uloom al Quran. And if you notice, I read 2 books of Uloom al Quran. Also, I have 2 or 3 more books about Uloom al Quran. The point that you find the scholars talking about the Quran in details. For example, just to show you the importance of the Quran and how the scholars, rahimahumullah, spoke about the Quran in details. SubhanAllah, this is amazing. When I was reading and preparing for the class, what we know about the Quran, I think we mentioned Makki and Madani, صح? What is the difference? Makki before Hijrah, Madani after Hijrah. Not only that, Habari and Safari. Okay? The types of also Quran, they divide the Quran. Habari said, what's Habari? When you are resident in your country. Safari means traveling. They mentioned that this kind of details. For example, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was a traveler because he was in Mecca doing the Hajj. So Habari and Safari. Also Layli and Nahari. They speak about the Quran. Layli, night, Nahari, day. Allah revealed the ayah this during the day, this ayah during the night. Sayfi wa Shita'i, summer and winter. Like Ayatul Sayf, there is an ayah called Ayatul Sayf. There is an ayah, Umar radiallahu ta'ala said this is Ayatul Sayf. Hadith Umar, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, hadith, this hadith Sahih Muslim. Umar al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala gave a Jum'ah khutbah. Then he mentioned the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he mentioned Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Then he said, I will not leave anything after me more than al-kalala. And he said, ما راجعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم في شيء ما راجعت في الكلالة. What's mean راجعت? Many times I go into the box, I said checking, what is the meaning of al-kalala, or what is the ayah? Al-kalala, briefly, we spoke about this in Surah Al-Nisa. Al-kalala, if there is someone without usul or furu'. Without usul and without furu'. Usul means the origin, furu' means the branch. No parents, no children. This is called kalala. Can he has brother, sister? Yes. Brother, sister, same level. But origin up, branch down. This is called kalala. So, he said, I was asking the Prophet ﷺ too much about this ayah or this issue, the kalala, until he was not harsh, but aghlab, maybe angry because he's asking too much about al-kalala. And one day he puts his finger on my chest. Oh Umar, not enough for you. Ayatul Sayf at the end of Surah Nisa. So what is the meaning? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this hadith is Muslim, he said Ayatul Sayf because it was revealed in Sayf, in summer. And the other ayah, which means the other ayah about al-kalala, because the kalala came 2 times in Surah Nisa. At the end it came in summer, and one at the beginning of Surah Nisa in winter. So you'll find the scholars talk about Sayfi wa Shita'i. Sayfi, summer, Shita'i, winter. And they mention, when I was reading about this, they mentioned in the Arab side, Arab Peninsula, you have only 2 seasons. Summer and winter. Okay, not other places. But I remember one Pakistani professor, he said, in Kuwait. He was teaching us parasitology. He said in Kuwait, 2 seasons, hot and very hot. Also, أرضي وسماوي. أرضي, on the earth, سماوي, the heaven. They mention as an example, he mentioned like these are the divisions, but there is another issue to prove that or not. There's another issue. سماوي, like he mentioned here the example, the ayah سورة الصافات وما منا إلا له مقام معلوم وإنا لنحن الصافون وإنا لنحن المسبحون, about the angels. They line up and we are doing the tasbih, and everyone has a specific position. And also they speak about what is first and what is last. The first thing revealed in the Quran, no doubt about that, inshallah. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. So the first 5 ayat, Surah Al-Alaq, they are the first thing. First ayat. And you will find the scholars talk, the first ayat different than the first surah. Because generally Allah revealed the ayat, the surah, but not complete. Most of them not complete surah. So the first ayat, Surah Al-Alaq, the beginning Surah Al-Alaq, and the last, different opinions, but Wallah, strong opinion, the ayah at the end of the ayah talking about الربا واتقوا يوما ترجعون فيه إلى الله. Fear that day when you are returning to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the end of ayat riba. So this is a reminder for those who deal with the riba. They should remember the last day. This is in Surah Al-Baqarah 281. But the last the last surah, this is the last ayah. But the last surah they mention, some scholars mention إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح as a whole surah. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح. So just I mentioned this point to tell you that how the scholars wrote about the Quran. And this is very important, Sometimes you'll find people ridiculing the scholars. Look, this sheikh, you'll find maybe a video clip that sheikh mentioning a fatwa, and you check the comments, many people ridiculing the sheikh, mocking, laughing on the sheikh. The problem, they are ignorant people. They don't know how much the scholars spend time in writing books, how many times they read the Quran. If you check with this person who's writing a bad comment, if you ask him how many times you read the Quran, not memorizing, how many times you read the Quran? Maybe 0. The Quran that he read, it wasn't the school. But to have the Quran in Ramadan, for example, not tell you, I read the Quran once a year in Ramadan. He doesn't have any relationship with the Quran. It is only in the school. And the school cheat him with the Quran. I remember in the school, what they give us, in the exam we should memorize 2-3 ayat from the surah. 2-3 ayat from the surah. Subhanallah, even for few ayat, you find some people who don't memorize. And they cheat. They write the ayat in a small paper and they keep it. They use it for an exam. And this is haram, to cheat. So the scholars, how many times? Subhanallah, when you come to some scholars who are reading the Quran every day in the Ramadan, every day. Okay, I'm not saying this is allowed, not allowed, but this is the fact. You find some scholars of some worship, they are reading the Quran, the full Quran, every day. Don't compare yourself with this kind of people who are reading the Quran every day, or who are doing Qiyam al-Layl every night, 5-6 hours. And if you check yourself, even I did not read one tafsir of the Quran. And you find him, this is called, he wrote the tafsir. He wrote the tafsir book. Subhanallah. So this is very important to know what the efforts of the scholars. It's very important. Because why? One of the reasons why you find people putting down the scholars, because they have nothing about the efforts of the school. SubhanAllah. Let's continue. I think the last point was about how to understand the Quran, and we mentioned the ways of getting the tafsir. Number one, tafsir Quran bil Quran. Number two, tafsir Quran bil Hadith. صح? This is the last. Yes? Then tafsir Quran bi aqwal al-Sahaba, by the sayings of the companions رضي الله تعالى عنهم. This is important to understand the Quran. يعني Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the Quran to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, no doubt, not to the companions. But they were with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they saw the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They lived with him. And for the language, they are the best in understanding, no doubt. So this is very important to stick to the opinions of the scholars regarding tafsir al-Quran. Don't claim, wallahi, they are men and we are men. We are the same. Yes, about human beings, yes, we are human beings and they are human beings, but there is a big difference. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praised them, and they understand what are better than our understanding. Like there is a saying by Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu, Wallahi alladhi la ilaha illa ghayruh, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one, no, there is no true God except him. Ma anzal surah min kitabillah, any surah in the book of Allah, I know where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this ayah. And also, any ayah from the book of Allah, I know for what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed that. And if I know anyone has something, some knowledge regarding the Quran more than me, I'm ready to travel to him, to seek the knowledge from him. So for sure they know the tafsir. And this is very important, very important. For example, this is a very common example. أو لامستم النساء. When you come to the ayah, أو لامستم النساء. If you follow the Arabic language, lams, okay, literally means to touch. Right? If you take it like this, to touch. So if you touch your wife, your mother, your daughter, your sister, you have to make wudu. If you follow this ayah, like literally like that. But the issue is that we need the companions of the Allah Ta'ala anhum. And the Abbas of the Allah Ta'ala and other scholars, they say here the word أَوْ لَامَسْتُمْ means to have that relationship. It doesn't mean to touch. Okay, this is outside the Arabic language. No, this is acceptable in the Arabic language, because also there's another point that we should understand the Quran according to the Arabic language. And this is acceptable in the Arabic language. How we reach to this level? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the companions gave us this, the meaning like that. So it is very, very important to study the explanation and the tafsir of the companions. It is very important. That's why when you go to the books of tafsir, there is something tafsir bil ra'i, the tafsir by ra'i, your own tafsir. You'll find the scholars, they write by their own. And there is tafsir bil athar, like Ibn Kathir, like Al-Tabari. What you'll find now, if you open the tafsir, the origin of tafsir Ibn Kathir, what you'll find? You'll find narrations. Yes, he will mention something, but mainly, he will mention something from his opinion, his explanation, but mainly, قال السدي, قال ابن مسعود, and Musnad Imam Ahmad. There is a hadith, and then you mention the chain. This is athari. Wasn't it athari? Narrations. And this is the strongest, the best tafsir. When you get the tafsir from the narrations. Not by your mind. Because sometimes you open the tafsir, nothing from the Quran, nothing from the hadith. He's not using tafsir Quran bil Quran the first time. He's not using tafsir Quran bil hadith the second. Nothing tafsir Quran bil opinions of the companions. He's mentioning just his own way. And no doubt he will go astray, this kind of people. You'll find some people, I don't need scholars. Alhamdulillah, I am an Arab, I can read Quran and I can understand. Mushkil, this is a big problem. This is a big problem. So, تفسير القرآن بأقوال الصحابة, by the companions' words and opinions. Yeah. تفسير القرآن, the next generation of tabi'in, because the tabi'in took the knowledge from the Sahaba. They took the knowledge from the companions. Like, يعني, now when you open the tafsir, what you will find? Qatada, Suddi, Sa'id ibn Jubayr, Ikrimah. Who are they? They are tabi'in, which means they are the students of companions. The students of companions. So this is very important, that you take it from their students. You take it from their students. Number 5, تفسير باللغة العربية, the Arabic language. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the Quran بلسان عربي مبين. بلسان عربي مبين. Clear Arabic tongue. So I should know the Arabic language. I should use the Arabic language to have tafsir of the Quran. But the main Arabic language, not something added. Because one of the very common mistakes of the Ash'ari, one of the deviant sects, and this is subhanAllah widespread, Ash'ari. They changed the word istawa by saying istawa means istawla. There is a big difference between istawa in the Arabic language, between istawa and istawla. Right? What is the meaning of istawa? Rose above. This is the Salafi tafsir. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the Quran 6 or 7 times. ثم استوى على العرش. Then he rose above the throne. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Above the throne. Allah rose above the throne. This is the Arabic meaning. استويتم عليه. You rose above your camel or your horse, whatever, or your car. This is the meaning of istawa. They say no. Istawa means istawla. What is the meaning of istawla? Istawla, something was with someone, then you take it forcefully. They say this is the meaning of istawla. Yani, it is not steal, it's not steal because stealing in a hidden way. That's not in a hidden way. Snatch, maybe it means snatch, stolen. So they changed the meanings of the ayat, not according to the Arabic language, not according to the Sahaba, and this is wrong. This is wrong. Be careful. And this is not there in the Arabic language. And what is strange, subhanAllah, when you try to find their explanation, I mean the Ash'ari, the Deviant sects, they say, yes, there is a shi'r, there is a poetry, stawa means istawla. Who wrote this? Who said this? Someone, a Christian, subhanAllah. You try to take your religion from Christian? You change the meanings of the Quran because of Christian? Their religion is corrupted. Very strange. So we should stick to the Arabic language. We should stick to the Arabic language. So these are the ways in how to understand the Quran. This is very important. How to understand the Quran. These are the ways of understanding the Quran. And we've got more, because many times you will find different opinions regarding the companions. I take this or I take that. Okay, there are rules for that. But it is important, the next point, الاختلاف في التفسير. The difference in tafsir. We should know, and it's very important, it will be helpful when you read the tafsir. it will be helpful. There is something called اختلاف تضاد and there is اختلاف تنوع. What is meaning اختلاف تضاد? Contradiction. White, black. Up, down. No, this is contradicting meaning. Opposite. You cannot join. Can you join black and white? No. Up and down? No. Right and left? No. Full and empty? No. So there is a contradicting tafsir. And the second of اختلاف, it is called اختلاف تنوع. تنوع means variety. يعني أخضر يعني okay. Example. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said وكأسا دهاقا. Which surah? ها شباب؟ Which surah دهاقا؟ Yes, Surah An-Naba. وكأسا دهاقا. And a full cup. And a full cup. شوف. This take تفسير الكثير وتيجي. Ibn Kathir, rahimahullah, Ibn Kathir, which type of tafsir? Tafsir bil athar, narration. He said, Ibn Abbas said, it is full. ومتتابعة. When متتابعة, يعني whenever you drink, it will fill again. It will fill again. It will be full again. It will be full again. So, وكأسا دهاقا, this cup is full. And he mentioned, Ikrimah said, وكأسا دهاقا means صافية. What means صافية? Pure. No impurities inside. Okay, this kind of اختلاف. Are they the same? The two tafsir. Are they the same? No. They are different. Are they contradicting each other? No. So this is called اختلاف تنوع. Okay, this kind of different opinions regarding the word of the tafsir, تنوع, which means you can't join them. How? We can say this cup in paradise is full and pure, clear. So this is very important to know the different types of اختلاف. So if you can join them, خلاص, you join them. One of the companions said full, the other companion said clear. Yes. So the cup in paradise will be full and clear. But إذا أسعس. طيب. Which surah? والليل إذا أسعس. Okay. Surah Al-Takwir. What is the meaning of أسعس? فلا أقسم بالخنس جواب. Yes. Let's see Ibn Kathir what he mentioned. والليل إذا أسعس, when the night comes. طيب. When the night comes. مجاهد, سعيد بن جبير, الحسن البصري. The other opinion, العوفي and Abbas, as means finished. So this kind of tafsir contradicts. I cannot take both of them. As means the light starts and the other opinion the night finishes. You can't. So now you should do more study to choose which one is stronger. Okay? So this is very important to know when you come to the tafsir. Yani, if you are going to do tafsir, for example, you like to study tafsir of one surah, right? Don't choose any one. Because sometimes you find the companions, they mention, or the tabi'in, different opinions. So you should find which one is stronger. Which one is supported by the Quran, by the Sunnah, by the Arabic language. Come on? So this is about the اختلاف التفسير. طيب. إسرائيليات. There is a very important issue when you come to the tafsir of the Quran, which is called al-Isra'iliyat. Al-Isra'iliyat, this word comes from the word Israel. And Israel is the other name of Yaqub. Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam has another name which is Israel. And this came in the Quran. كل الطعام كان حلا على بني إسرائيل إلا ما حرم إسرائيل على نفسه. What he made it haram on himself, which means Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam. So we have the issue of Israeliyat. What does the meaning of Israeliyat? What we have in the books of tafsir, or even in the hadith, something about the people of the book, Jews and Christians, or generally from after Bani Israel, after Israel alayhi salatu wasalam. So sometimes you'll find it from the Sunnah. This Israeliyat from the Sunnah. Of course, we should not call it Israeliyat because hadith. I mean, you'll find the hadith. The Prophet ﷺ saying, كان رجل بني إسرائيل. One man from Israel, from the children of Israel. So no doubt this is authentic. I mean, if the hadith is authentic, we should take it. So if there is something from Israeliyat exactly like the Quran and the Sunnah, we should accept that. We should accept that. This is the first type. The second type, if it is opposite the Quran and Sunnah, we should reject that. We have in the Quran and the Sunnah that Yaqub is the son of Ishaq, Ishaq is the son of Ibrahim, Ismail is the son of Ibrahim, is the brother of Ishaq. If you find, for example, in the Israeliyat, Yaqub is the father of Ishaq, no, this is wrong. And sometimes you find something against the rules of prophethood. Wallah, strange things, strange, very strange. And they mentioned that Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam, he fought Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He had a fight with Allah and he defeated Allah. Yeah. How come they are very bad. The Yahud, subhanallah, Yahud. Or you find something that they mentioned that Lut alayhi salatu wasalam did something wrong with his daughters. To accept that. We don't accept this for ourselves, we don't accept this for our parents. How do they accept that for their prophets? Lut alayhi salatu wasalam. So if there is anything like that, we should not accept, we should reject. We should reject. And the third type is from Bani Israel, but not supported by the Quran Sunnah, and it is also not against that. And we mentioned, many times I mentioned this. If from the Israeliyat they mention the name of the brother of Yusuf is Binyamin. Okay. No, we say Binyamin. Is it haram? It is not haram. Can we say 100% his name is Binyamin? No. Don't be sure that his name, Wallah, his name, no. But can you narrate that? You can narrate. حدثوا عن بني إسرائيل ولا حرج. No problem. They mention he lived, for example, this much of years, this prophet, and he's not mentioned the Quran Sunnah. Okay, no problem. The age, for example, the age of Zakaria was 70 years old. Okay, no problem. Why? Because it doesn't go against the Quran and Sunnah. So this is the issue of Israeliyat. But again, I'm repeating. It is not for anyone to open the books and to take the Israeliyat and say, the Prophet ﷺ said, narrate the Israeliyat and there is no problem. No, there is a problem if it is opposite and against the Quran and Sunnah. And we need the scholars to tell us to filter what is authentic and what is not authentic. So it's not for people. You have to check what the scholars said about these narrations. One issue here about ترجمة القرآن. One issue about ترجمة القرآن, translating the Quran. So if you mean to translate the Quran word by word, this is impossible. This is impossible. You cannot translate the Quran to any language. Hindi, Urdu, Filipino, Tagalog. This is impossible. You go word by word. Many times we mention, it is wrong to say this is the translation of the Quran. No. And now I think you can check the books, they write translation of the meaning. You can check it after the class. You see the books, it is written translation of the meaning. It is not translation. Maybe the old books, let's say before 50 years, 70 years, maybe you'll find sometimes translation of the Quran, but this is wrong. Because it is impossible. So translation of the Quran, this is impossible. How it should be? Translation of the meaning. And this, we should be careful, because the person who is doing the translation, he should be experienced in the meaning of the Quran and also in his language, in both languages, the Arabic and, for example, the English or the French or the Urdu or the Tamili, whatever. You have to know both languages. Because sometimes the person, he knows, he's very good in his language. Let's say English or Sinhali, whatever. And he's good in Arabic, but he doesn't understand the Quran. It's not enough. Why? Because for sure he will do mistakes. He will do mistakes. وَكُلَّ إِنسَانٍ أَلْزَمْنَاهُ طَائِرَهُ فِي عُنُقِهِ. The word طائر here. خلاص. I remember when Sheikh mentioned that someone took this ayah and he translated the meaning of the ayah by saying bird. It doesn't mean bird. وَكُلَّ إِنسَانٍ أَلْزَمْنَاهُ طَائِرَهُ. His deeds, not his bird. What is the issue of bird here? So he should know the Quran, the meaning of the Quran, and he should be very experienced in the translation. So this is very, very important, sensitive. So you don't go to an office, translate this for me, the Quran and the Hadith. No. He will do mistakes. Or the Google translation. You should be careful. I don't know about nowadays. Yesterday I was talking to someone. He said there was a good book. So I like the book, and he said, if you like, someone can translate. Good brother, he can translate. He should not be any good brother. He should be a good sheikh who knows the Quran and the Sunnah to translate. This is very important, not for anyone. So the Google translations, unfortunately, I hear sometimes people just Google translation. It's not right. You use the Google translation for the Quran and the Hadith. How? No, we do many mistakes. So about the tarjama, you should be careful. You cannot make the translation of the Quran, the translation of the meaning of the Quran, and he should be knowledgeable about the Quran and the Sunnah, and also will experience his language. This is very important. And I think many times I spoke about the transliteration, and again I am repeating this. Major scholars say this is haram, the transliteration, to write the Quran and the letters of the language. For example, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, they write in English A-L-H-L-A-M do, D. No, this is called transliteration. This is haram. This is haram. Why? Because for sure you'll do mistakes in reading the Quran. For sure you'll do mistakes in reading the Quran. But Sheikh, this is helpful. Okay, it will be helpful, but at the same time it will cause to many mistakes. So we should avoid the transliteration. Transliteration should be avoided. How to teach the new Muslims, non-Arabs, the Quran? Alhamdulillah, YouTube. You send them in the YouTube or audio. Alhamdulillah. Then with time, inshallah, they should learn and they can read the Quran. No problem. Right? And there is a fatwa from Central Europe. They said, okay, those who allow that, they said, for example, there is a teacher teaching new Muslims or non-Arabs. He can write one ayah, for example, or short ayat or few ayat on the whiteboard to teach them the immediately to erase that. not to print a book. Okay, so please avoid the transliteration. And if the one who likes to follow fatwa, that okay, you follow the fatwa according to that, not to print the book, full book. Okay, this is Arabic, this is transliteration, this is English. Why? Because this will cause to read the Quran wrong way. And be careful, don't follow your preference, because many times people fall in mistake because they think this is good. You should go back to the scholars. If you have approval from the scholars, wallahi, the scholars told me this is allowed, okay, you do it. But it seems nice, wallahi, it is helpful. Look, people are happy. This is wrong. This is wrong. Because for some people, if you give them riba, they will be happy. You say, yeah, riba is halal? No, always haram. طيب. In the Quran, there is something called al-am wal-khas, al-am makhsus. What is the meaning of that? يعني some words you should specify them. Don't use them as general. How? يعني الله سبحانه وتعالى says in Surah التوبة خذ من أموالهم صدقة تطهرهم وتزكيهم بها. Surah التوبة okay. Surah التوبة 103. Ayah 103. What is the meaning of the ayah? Take, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, from their wealth a charity by which you purify them. The ayah. Okay? O Muhammad, take from their wealth. The word here, خُذْ مِنْ أَمْوَالِهِمْ. From anything? Or all their wealth? No, the ayah here, the word amwal means something specific. يعني for example, if I have a car, or for example I have 2 cars, or I have 2 horses, I am using them for transportation. So you take from them zakah? You take from the zakah, you calculate your car in zakah? No. Allah said amwal, this is your mal or not your mal? Your car, your house, your horse, they are your mal, your wealth? Yes. Okay, Allah said, you take from that. No, we tell you, the word amwal here means something specific. So you should be careful about the tafsir. So the word mal, it is general, but here it means a specific thing. It means the word amwal means the things which are the categories of zakah. Gold, silver, the cattle, the farms, the things of zakah. Because there are things not for the zakah. الذين قال لهم الناس إن الناس قد جمعوا لكم فاخشوهم. الذين قال لهم الناس إن الناس. Okay, what's it? If you go to, okay, I like to mention the examples. يعني it will be helpful inshallah for all of us. قال لهم سورة آل عمران. Surah Al Imran 173. Those to whom people said, indeed the people have gathered against you. Sure. How? The word nas. General. Those to whom people said, indeed the people have gathered against you. How can you understand that? No, you should know the word nas, the first time, different than the second time. So here, if you open now Sahih International, those to whom people, between brackets, hypocrites. Indeed, the people, the second people means Kuffar Quraysh. It is the same word, an-nas. How can I reach to that understanding? Okay, you should go to the scholars. You should go to the scholars because the word enough the same. طيب, so this is very important. I mean, al-am wal-khas, the general and the specific, to understand the Quran. طيب, والسارق والسارقة فاقطعوا أيديهما.
Mike, it's not clear.
Not clear?
No.
It should be.
Voice is there, but it's not clear. Maybe it was inside. Okay, let's see.
Should I keep it down? Because I'm moving, يعني?
Let's see now.
طيب, I'll keep it here. والسارق والسارقة فاقطعوا أيديهما. والسارق والسارقة فاقطعوا أيديهما. والسارق. سورة المائدة آية number 38. As for the thief, the male and the female, amputate their hands. طيب, how we cut their hands? Okay, which sariq, which sariqa? Anyone steals? Okay. Okay, anyone steals, we cut his hand? No. There are rules for that. I mean, there is an amount, there is a threshold. يعني نصاب for the one we cut. ربع دينار. ربع دينار. What's the meaning ربع دينار? Dinar means or about 4.25 grams of gold. ربع dinar means about 1 gram of gold. About 1 gram of gold, which means pure gold, 24 karat. طيب, the ayah did not mention not anyone to steal. So it means the one who steals more than the nisab of stealing, of thefting. So this is الخاص والعام. طيب. We come to the point of أسباب النزول. طيب, أسباب النزول. What is the meaning? This is a very important, very helpful to understand. أسباب النزول. How Allah revealed this ayah, or why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this ayah. This is very helpful to understand the ayah. Very helpful to understand the ayah. The importance of these books. There are books. There is a very nice book written by Sheikh Muqbil bin Hadi al-Wadi'i rahimahullah. This is from the scholars of Yemen. He wrote a book أسباب صحيح أسباب النزول. Sorry, الصحيح المسند من أسباب النزول من الناس. And there are many books about أسباب النزول. It will be helpful to understand the meaning of the ayah. And also what is important about that? العبرة بعموم اللفظ لا بخصوص السبب. If there is an ayah about a companion, so we say this ayah about him, not for us, no, it is for all of us. Yes, Allah reveals the ayah because of him, but the Quran for all of us. This is the ruling, al-ibra بعموم اللفظ. We use the wordings of the ayah for all of us. Not because we don't follow the name why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this ayah. يعني for example, you will find the ayat in Surah At-Tawbah about the three people, Ka'b ibn Malik, Hilal ibn Umayyah, Murara ibn Rabi'. Allah revealed the ayat about them. So we say, okay, these ayat only about them. We cannot use them? No. For the whole Muslim Ummah. For the whole Muslim Ummah. Aman, there is a hadith. Aman said, Allah, also I did something with a woman. The Prophet ﷺ said, have you prayed with us? Yes. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he recited, وَأَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ طَرَفَيِ النَّهَارِ وَزُلَفًا مِنَ اللَّيْلِ إِنَّ الْحَسَنَاتِ يُذْهِبْنَ السَّيِّئَاتِ. The good deeds delete the bad deeds. Or the hasana deletes the sin. Okay. Allah revealed the ayah because this man came to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We say, okay, this concept or this rule only for this man? No, it is for the whole ummah. How? When you do a sin, immediately you should repent and you do a good deed to delete your bad sin. Right? So this is one thing about, another thing about أسباب النزول. Also when you come to أسباب النزول, you should know that most of the Quran, we don't know أسباب النزول. يعني for example, the ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يعني in Surah Al-Naba, عما يتساءلون عن النبأ العظيم. What is أسباب النزول? Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed this ayah, or when Allah revealed this ayah? We don't know. So most of the Quran we don't know. And for a few ayat we know. We know that Allah revealed this ayah because of this incident. Also, when you come to Asbab Nuzul, sometimes you have more than one issue, or more than one story about one ayah. Or sometimes the opposite, two ayah about one incident. يعني for example, they mention سورة التحريم. يا أيها النبي لما تحرم ما أحل الله لك تبتغي مرضات أزواجك. سورة التحريم. طيب. They mention two stories about that, and it is one ayah. The first ayah, Surah Al-Tahrim. O Prophet, why do you prohibit yourself from what Allah has made lawful for you? So this ayah, two reasons came about this ayah. And Allah revealed this ayah because of two incidents. One of them, because Zaynab radiallahu ta'ala, Zaynab bin Jahsh, offered the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam honey. And he likes honey, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he took it. He drank the honey. Alayhi salatu wassalam. Hafsa and Aisha, radiallahu ta'ala anhuma, agreed, if the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam comes to you, claim that we find the smell of maghafir. Maghafir, a kind of nice taste, sweet food, but not nice smell. So they say, when the Prophet came to Hafsa or Aisha, they say, oh Rasulullah, we find maghafir smell. The Prophet said, I did not eat maghafir. No, we find maghafir smell. I did not eat maghafir. I ate honey, or I drank honey with Zaynab. Then he said, Khalas, by Allah, I will not eat the honey again. So, honey, halal or haram? Lawful. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, why you are prohibiting the honey and it is halal? Because of your wives. تَبْتَغِي مَرْضَاتَ أَزْوَاجِكَ. You want to please your wives? Of course, this trick happens, you know, the women, the wives. There is another story that they mentioned, the scholars, that Hafsa radiallahu ta'ala saw the Prophet, or she came to know that the Prophet had the relation with Maria, his slave, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his female slave, in her house. So she was not happy. Oh Rasulullah, why you brought Maria in my house, house? Then the Prophet, and it is halal for the Prophet, halal, lawful. So he said, by Allah, I will not approach her again. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the ayah, why you make it haram and it is halal? Just to please your wife. So I mean, one ayah and there are two reasons. Two things because of this ayah. Or the opposite. Two ayah and one incident. Like, إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. When his uncle Abu Talib passed away, the Prophet ﷺ was trying to guide him. Or uncle say, La ilaha illallah, I can protect you, or I can defend you at the day of judgment. But his uncle refused. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed, and he was sad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that his uncle passed away without Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ. You cannot guide those you like. And the other ayah, ما كان للمؤمنين أن أن يستغفروا للمشركين. So yes. ما كان للنبي والذين آمنوا أن يستغفروا للمشركين. سورة التوبة verse 113. It is not for the Prophet and those who have believed to ask forgiveness for the polytheists, even if they were relatives. The ayah. So the scholars mention 2 ayat for one incident. So this is about أسباب النزول. This is about أسباب النزول. And also there is another issue that sometimes the Quran comes to support or as if the Sahaba mentioned muwafaqat, like, and what is famous, this last one, food came on the way, okay. Like Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala, he mentioned many things, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the ayat to approve what Umar mentioned. So Allah reveals ayat approving what the Sahaba mentioned, and what is famous, Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala. One ayah, one issue about the khamr, the wine. One issue is the hijab of his wives. The hijab, the veil of the wives of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And one issue about the praying on the mushrik. Okay, praying on the mushrik. So you'll find the Quran coming to supporting and proving what the companions mentioned, radiyallahu ta'ala anhum. And regarding this issue, you'll find, subhanallah, the scholars mention many things about what Allah revealed when the Muslim Ummah was weak and when the Muslim Ummah was strong, and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed like the previous nations and something not there in the previous nations. Many things to, as I said, it is important to understand the Quran. For us to understand the Quran, knowing these things, very helpful to understand the Quran, and also, what I like to emphasize, to show you how the scholars our scholars are great, spending a lot of time and taking the Quran word by word, speaking the Quran, subhanallah. I have one book talks about administration and juz qad sami'a. If you like to study administration, he took the surah juz qad sami'a, 28 part. He took the point regarding administration, the idara, from the Quran. And for sure you will find something about medicine from the Quran, something about history from the Quran, subhanAllah. This is the book of Allah, and you can take pearls and jewelry from the Quran. We need to read it carefully. We stop here, inshallah. And yesterday I went to Dar es Salaam. I asked him, do you have English book about Uloom al Quran? He said no. He showed me Uloom al Quran for kids. Small booklet. No question? وصلى الله وسلم